Hi, my name is Chris Brown, and I'm in the studio today in Surabaya, Indonesia, at the ministry headquarters of Trample. And I'm excited to tell you that something that we've been praying about for a long time at Wheaton Press and with the Engaged Schools Initiative is, as of this morning, we have officially signed a partnership agreement to be able to bring you online digital learning management system for you and your students. This is going to open up the door for individual students to actually have online access. It's going to open up the door for homeschoolers to be able to have online access. I've actually been in the studio now with the gentleman on the other side of the camera here for a week, and we've been taping hours of video as we begin to put together the training pieces and the teaching videos that you and your students will need to be able to maximize the opportunity that God is allowing for us. I want to tell you that for those of you who like the print materials, those will still be available. For those of you who have been waiting and praying and wanting to move to the digital online versions in ebook format, as well as for online assessments, online discussion boards, self-grading exams, and other bells and whistles will be available. And then for those of you who want to take the digital plus option of having both the print and the digital, that will be available to you as well. What's going to happen is you as a teacher will get administrative access for your individual and unique class. So every teacher in your school, you'll tell us what the classes are that you're teaching, and then you will have a unique class that you will download, and we will have it all set up for you. So you will have the PowerPoints, rubrics, everything, the calendar, it will be all set up for you, along with training videos on how to use the system. And all you will need to do is basically set up your class by A, sending invites to each of your students, and B, setting up the calendar so it starts with your first day of your semester and ends with the last day of your semester. And then you can move those around and make adjustments as needed. So everybody's going to get their own individual login, both you and the students, and that will give you the administrative password, or the administrative access, I'm sorry. So what will your students get? Well, they're going to get online assignments. They're going to have access to all of the PowerPoints. They're going to have access to all of the ebooks online, discussion. They're going to be able to take online assessments. This is one of my favorite parts. The learning management system that God has allowed us to use, to partner with, is the very same one that I used when we actually developed all of this. And so the whole curriculum was actually built with this particular LMS in mind. And what's cool is we're going to give you access to question banks for each assessment. So there'll be like level 1, think about Bloom's taxonomy. So level 1, level 2, level 3, and there will be a certain number of questions in each of those question banks. When the student takes the assessment, it'll take certain questions from each one. They'll take the assessment, but let's say they don't do too well. Well, in the old system of doing things, what would happen is you would give them a static assessment and then give it to them again. Now you can say, hey, go ahead and retake assessment 5 after you've made your corrections, and when they go in, it will give them different questions. So then now they're not just simply memorizing facts, but they're actually learning towards understanding. And it's going to be self-graded. So as soon as the student is done taking it, it will automatically go directly into your grade book. One of the things that I love about this is that originally we really wanted to give the students resources to take with them into their next circles of influence. They're going to be able to put the entire 4-year curriculum on their phone, have access to all 16 books on their phone, so that they can not only have it when they're sitting in a future college class and they want to look something up real fast, but maybe when they're teaching a small group of their peers or discipling a friend, they'll have access to all of their information. It will be right there in their hands and in their pocket. Does that mean that we get rid of all of the old print material? Absolutely not. There's still skills to be used in print material. There's still opportunities to be used in both. And so we're not doing this simply because we want to be cool or unique or vogue. We're doing this because we want to put resources in the hands of our students so that we can equip them to be reflections of Christ in their circles of influence. So, along those lines, some of us are concerned because a student's going to hide behind the screen all the time. We do have intentional screen time, but we also have intentional FaceTime. We want our students to know how to have a conversation, how to clearly articulate and defend what they believe, both in writing as well as verbally. And so this makes the opportunity for reversing or flipping the classroom so much easier, because now PowerPoints and those types of things, students will have access to online lectures. So they could, if you want to, you could have them listen to a lecture and then come in the next day after they've taken notes and use that for discussion. There's going to be a lot of different opportunities that this opens up for that in the past we had dreamed about, but we didn't have access to the resources to pull it off. One of those things is that we've been blessed with this amazing global community. And for years, we wanted, like, for example, in Foundations of Faith 1, when students were working on worldview, we wanted to create and facilitate opportunities for your school to partner with other schools. Here's the cool thing. Now we can. Because if we're investing more time teaching and spending less time doing administrative work, and if we're all on the same time frames, we have now opportunities for you as teachers to connect and partner with teachers on the other side of the world. That means when you're studying worldview, a student in Asia can partner with a student in the United States and learn about materialism. And a student in Europe can partner with a student in Asia and learn about monism. Think about the opportunities for group projects. A group now doesn't just have to be simply 5 people in a classroom. It could be 5 students from around the world. And so some of the curriculum and the assignments are written now towards those options, because those are things that we had wanted to do from the beginning, but now we have the opportunity to be global. For you as a teacher, what does this mean? It means more time for collaboration, more time for interaction, more time for individual study, and more time for teaching. One of my favorite parts about this is that because it is the same system that was used when we developed the curriculum, I can tell you that when it came time for us to be accredited, that we reached the highest level. In fact, our accreditors said they had never seen anything like it before. We're going to be able to put all of that into your hands, all of that work into your hands, so that when it comes time for you to be accredited, you're going to have lesson plans, learning objectives, essential questions, assessments, everything that not only is at a college level, but is also recognized at the highest level of high school accreditation. That, just for those of you going through accreditation this year, I can kind of see you dancing on the other side of the screen. Last thought. This is designed with you in mind. It's the system that I used, and I loved it because it opened up doors that from year to year, everything was in place and I could just pass it on to the next generation. It's designed with your kids in mind. This is designed so that we can achieve that vision and that mission of equipping students to reflect Christ in their circles of influence by putting resources in their hands that they can take with them into their circles of influence long after they graduate. Thank you for your partnership. Thanks for listening. I look forward to, if I haven't met some of you yet, meeting you in the future or reconnecting with you in the days, months, and years to come.